Alright, moving right along, we're into game 2 against Circle this time. His lists were eKaya and Epic Morvana. Sort of worried about the Epic Morvana, but this is 40 points, remember, not 50, so she was missing some key elements from the list. In his case, he actually only had one heavy, so I wasn't particularly worried about facing Epic Morvana, unless, he played it particularly well. Went with Epic Vlad again. Wasn't really confident to crank out, Vlad 3. I thought maybe if he played Epic Morvana, I went with Vlad 3 and he out attritioned me. Could look a bit ugly, but this scenario is close quarters. We've got the two flags, so I thought, yep, I'll just jam him and hopefully win on scenario if he does play Epic Morvana. This case, he's actually played Epic Kaya, and his list only has the two heavies. He's got the Stalker and Getorix, and the max unit of, actually no, the minimum unit of Skinwalkers, and he's got Blood Trackers without Nuala, but he's got two sets of stones, so probably not the strongest circle list I've ever seen, but in the hands of, some good plays, we could see it doing some damage. I think I did take the first turn here, so let's just go to the next photo where you can see his list a bit better. It's actually the winter coat list where you've got all the blood trackers covered by these little sheepskin furs, which is quite awesome. Quite like that. A lot of conversion work. So he has in fact gone first and has actually run all of his blood trackers forward. Thought this was not the best move because it means that he will lose two or three trackers to the Doom Reavers right off the bat. Probably a better play here is just to hang back right outside of my threat range and then move in and murder me the following round. Also, he might fail an A-bomb check if he's unlucky, with no flag bearer or anything like that. No Nuala as well, so it's a bit awkward. Next photo, here's my turn 1. Unfortunately, there's some terrain blocking my way, so I'm having to move around with the Iron Fangs. I really don't mind saving the Iron Fangs for a couple of turns and then sending them in late game with Hand of Fate on them, because they're great in that situation. The Widowmakers going up the right-hand flank, they have nothing really to kill this game. Blood Trackers with stealth, so I can't shoot them, but the plan is just to clip away at a couple of shifting stones later in the game and prevent him from annoying me with them. Ulan's hanging back in the front. Hopefully he commits one of these Warp Wolves. If he's smart, he won't. But as soon as they make an appearance, then I will feat and destroy one of them, in which case it'll be very easy to take the second one down later with transference. But as you can see here, charging with the Doom Reavers, running with a couple of them, and killing a couple of Blood Trackers, two or three of them in the process. They are the prey target, by the way, the Doom Reavers. Next image, retaliation here. I'm throwing at them. Extremely lucky with tough rolls here, just rolling one after another, and it took them quite a lot of time to actually clear them out. But yeah, survived with most of my Doom Reavers intact, which is bad news. He can't reform back, of course, because he's not got Nuala, as I mentioned. So next image, this is my turn 2. Sending in the Juggernaut there. As you can see, the Juggernaut in this list is a great bait. The reason I take the Juggernaut is because I've got to spend the Warjack points on something. I want the cheapest Jack available that isn't a Berserker, and he might want to trade a heavy for that Juggernaut. I think the best move here is to kill the Juggernaut and then teleport back with Kaya's feet, but if that happens, then I will just go and start scoring. So it's in a really bad way here. As you can see, I've just given him a lot of opportunities to come and attack me, but whatever he does, I'm going to be able to counterattack and do severe damage. The Doom Reavers in this situation have actually killed even more Blood Trackers, so and the feat hasn't even been used yet, so the onus is on him to do something quick. And looking at this board position, I think the best thing to do here is to send in the Skinwalkers and try and kill as many Doom Reavers as possible. Use Kaya's feet now to actually get the Stalker and Getorix in to destroy any heavy targets and pull them back and try and be as efficient with them later in the game. It's still going to be hard. I mean, as I said, I will score if he does that. But to make matters even worse from the Blood Trackers have failed their Abomination check. Next photo, Skinwalkers, which look quite nicely painted here, moving in. Unfortunately, not able to get the goods done. They've only got Mat 6, and not strong enough to take care of the Dragon or this lone Doom Reaver on the side, avoiding that axe attack, and no UA, so they can't use Rapid Strike there. Getorix has indeed moved out, primaled, and killed the Juggernaut, and Kaya has not used her feat, which surprised me, so that means Getorix will be destroyed next turn, and it'll be up to the Stalker to really carry the Circle Army on his own, which would be a tall order. Next turn, the Iron Fangs come into play at the stage, mostly charging and using CMAs, killing a few blood trackers, and taking out some critical shifting stones, which can teleport that Stalker around. Stalker has moved out and picked up a couple of kills there, but hasn't really affected the game very heavily at this point. And as you can see, the Ulans have moved in and destroyed Getorix quite handily. Vlad has popped the feat, and that feat has included 2 Ulans. It's included the Draken and 1 Doom Reaver, as far as I can remember. As you can see around here, still haven't had any action on the left-hand flank between the Skinwalker and the Doom Reaver, but looking pretty solid. That one Stalker hasn't landed himself in any shifting stones, so he's actually going to have to run across here and try and get the charge angle to several of these Ulans to try and berserk them to death, but it's going to be really difficult. Next photo, eKaya moves up next to the flag to dominate it, managing to get a point, and I think we use the feat here. He's got forced evolution in the Stalker, so I think this is a situation after the Stalker's moved in, killed an Ulan, and teleported back from the feat. And the Blood Trackers have rallied, as far as I know. And Gorax over there getting attacked by Iron Fang pikemen. Next photo here, I've got the Ulans who have moved in, and I think what happened here is they simply attacked and destroyed a few of the trackers, a few of the Skinwalkers, with nothing else happening. Can't quite remember the full story of this photograph, so we'll just skip to the next one. Kaya's pulled back, yeah. The Ulans have moved in here to make some attacks. Oh yeah, what happened is I actually sent one Ulan and the Draken in to attack the Stalker with transference and so on, but didn't manage to kill him. The Stalker actually had Primal from last round, and Primal, even though he only killed one Ulan, and then actually frenzied and attacked eKaya and actually left the Gorax on like 1 box. Oh no, she actually took the damage and and left herself on 1 box, so she's pulled back here with some transfers, but leaving a caster on 1 box is pretty nasty. So, following turn, Vlad sees that he's not in danger anymore and actually runs through the swamp and tags the flag for a control point. And transference upkept. Widowmaker's just blapping away at the stones, having dropped 1 of them so far. Iron Fangs have taken some casualties, but all of the Blood Trackers have been wiped out, and shifting stones are non-operational. So next turn, Kaya moves in and tries to get Kraken in close combat, but after that happens, I simply send 1 Doom Reaver in with transference and wipes her out, so that's the end of the game. Very tough game for Circle, quite a hard matchup for them, and wasn't played optimally, so it was a fairly comfortable win. But yeah, I feel like it could have been a closer game if he had fixed up a couple of things. I think when you want to use Primal, you've got to be as efficient with it as you can. You need to really send both heavies in at a time with the feet and pull them back. And better positioning with Blood Trackers is always the way to go. It's also a good idea to get Kaya in onto the action herself, because she's defense 18 with the guard dog there and with flanks, so you need to get her pulling some of her weight and killing things. At one point he tried to run Laris around to contest my objective, but Laris took a free strike from an Iron Fang, which unluckily for him caused a critical knockdown, so that put an end to that plan. But unfortunate game for him. Good opponent though, good sportsmanship, and going on to game 3 in just a moment.